Ladies and gentlemen, it should be coming in any time now on what actually happened in Galwan. But the ones indulging in the political blame game must now introspect. The first to start should be the Vadras. Let's debate.
For close to 40 days, our troops have been standing their ground at the line of actual control, staring back at the Chinese who've been resorting to aggressive posturing at conflict points. On Monday, a commanding officer engaged in de-escalation talks was suddenly and violently attacked by PLA troops near Patrol Point 14 in Galwan. Things escalated and hand-to-hand combat ensued from dusk to midnight.
The diplomats are working between New Delhi and Beijing. Hotlines are working between corps commanders and commanders both at Chushul-Moldo border and Daulat Beg Oldi, the 2 points where they have hotlines. And of course, New Delhi and Beijing, as I said earlier, between the Joint Secretary East and his counterpart in the Ministry of Foreign Affairs of China.
Back in Delhi, as the full extent of the border situation unfolded, there was stock-taking at the highest level, with Prime Minister Narendra Modi being briefed by both External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar and Defence Minister Rajnath Singh. One would have thought the seriousness of the situation would have stopped political parties from indulging in petty politics, but the Vadra Congress did as expected.
क्या पीएम और रक्षा मंत्री इस बात पर राष्ट्र को विश्वास में लेंगे कि हमारे अधिकारी और सैनिक ऐसे समय में कैसे शहीद हो सकते हैं, जबकि चीनी सेना कथित तौर पर गलवान घाटी से हमारे क्षेत्र से कब्जा छोड़ पीछे हट रही थी.
Just moments after the army released its first statement, the Congress took a line which was more accusatory in nature, constantly emphasizing on the transgressions made by the Chinese.
আমাদের শহীদদের বদলা একদম পুরোপুরি যে ভাষা বলে বদলা আমরা চাই ভারতবর্ষের প্রধানমন্ত্রী চীনের এই হামলার বিরুদ্ধে যথাযোগ্য জবাব দিয়ে আপনি বদলা নিন.
The attempt to downplay the efforts of soldiers who stood their ground and the repeated reiteration of how the Chinese have occupied Indian territory is a reflection of Vadra Congress's real intent. From Doklam to Ladakh, their pro-China position is no secret. But at a time when Indian army personnel are making the ultimate sacrifice for the nation by fighting Chinese belligerents, if parties and lobbies indulge in petty blame game, there can be no greater betrayal. Let's debate.
My sources at the army headquarters are telling me that they will give me a statement soon. We've been asking them since about 9. We are in touch with them. So the numbers that are being put out right now, ANI is putting out 20 casualties on the Indian side, 43 on the Chinese side. Now, how serious is this present situation right now? Before we open the political debate, let's get Rajiv Chandrasekhar in on this. Rajiv Chandrasekhar is a member of parliament. Rajiv, how do you view this present situation? I mean, they keep emphasizing not a bullet shot.
I'm not patched.
But the issue is, yes, you're patched, Sambit, I can hear you loud and clear. Rajiv, the question is not whether it's a bullet shot, but the nature of the clashes and the casualty numbers is getting very serious.
No, I was happy to see your first part of the debate, and I think you said it right. This is a China that is deeply insecure. This is deeply rattled. It is a leadership of the Communist Party of China that is trying desperately to move the attention away from where they find themselves today, a pariah country, a country that has lost absolute global credibility, to try and creating something of a dispute that to rally nationalism or whatever it is that they have in their perverse, twisted mind. But I think they have miscalculated. I think, and I tweeted today that after the coronavirus cover-up, this will go down in Chinese history as one of the biggest mistakes that Xi Jinping made. And, laughingly today, somebody mentioned, even though it's a serious issue and people's lives have been lost, that on February 20th, a senior Chinese communist wrote an open letter to Xi Jinping where he mocked him and he said, "You are not Putin, you are not Modi, you are not even Trump." I think all of this is rankling. This is a China that is under siege. And, like with any bully that you face in your schoolyard, you have to push back, and that is what India must do.
Yeah.
I am glad that is what India is.
Well, we will certainly do it. Just to open up the political debate, Rajiv, quick comment from you, and then I'll open this up. The hashtag is Unite Against China. I've seen a level of opportunism over the last couple of weeks, where with a perverse pleasure, the Congress party and some of its stooges constantly are only aimed at berating the government, berating the army, which is dealing with a dynamic situation on the ground. It's a political, national responsibility of every Indian citizen to give the government and the army space to respond. That would be their responsibility. That unity is also essential now, isn't it?
Arnab, I can't quite get your message.
My point is that there is a section within India who are almost celebrating these Chinese incursions as an opportunity to play politics.
No. So look, I think it's pretty common knowledge that the Chinese believe that the Indian democracy is vulnerable and they can play games with the Indian democracy because they have, in some sense, captured parts of our democratic system with some political parties like the Congress. It's pretty clear that the Chinese don't take India that seriously, or they do not take India that seriously coming into this dispute. But it is for us to now show the Chinese that India is not a country that looks for violence, looks to invade any country. But when violence is imposed on our nation, we come together regardless of our politics, regardless of whatever we have.
Yeah.
And I don't think we should worry about a few people in Lutyens, Delhi, making their commentary about China and speaking.
No, we're not worried. But our hashtag is to the contrary. It is Unite Against China. So Surendra Chauhan, I appeal to you.
Unite against India, you unite against China. India will unite against China. There is a bubbling anger against China and its conduct, and I think this is just waiting to erupt. China has misplayed.
So what is this?
Miscalculated.
No. So then what is this? What is this? So sure, I don't want to pay extra emphasis, but we need to bring the unity together. Opening up the debate, Smita is on the debate right now, and the debate opens up. Smita with Surendra Chauhan on the other side. Yes, Surendra Chauhan and Smita.
Can I come in?
Yeah. Go on, Smita.
Yeah, the reason, I agree with Rajiv when he says about this. Now, the thing is, there's a reason why China has this perception about us. They're right, because we have been status quoist on China, on the LAC for decades together. Our negotiators have been tiptoeing, walking on eggshells as far as China is concerned. They have been crawling slowly. And that is the reason why China has this imagination that they can do what they want. That they can walk in, that they can make their bunkers, they can beat up our soldiers, they can do this hatabai, and they can kill a CEO and think that we will not react.
For such a long time, why boundary negotiations are still not concluded? The question is, why boundary negotiations are still not concluded? Sambit Patra can answer me. Sambit Patra, please answer. Why boundary negotiations are still not concluded?
Since he wants everything to be done tonight. So
Dr. Akashdeep Muni, Associate Professor from Jalandhar. Yes, he asked you the question. Go on, Sambit.
First and foremost, I gather this is a political debate because you had an academic debate in the first half of your debating session, 9 to 10. Let me mince no words. Look where we have to fight. We are fighting COVID, the first C. We are fighting China, de-escalating with China, the second C. Then we have two more Cs in India. We have the Congress and the Communist where we have to fight. Tell me a single country across the length and breadth of this globe. Tell me a single country. Sir, there is something called as courtesy also. See, for courtesy also. Don't just interject. Allow me. Allow me, don't behave like the Chinese intruding into my territory.
When three soldiers are martyred, it is not called as de-escalation.
Mr. Goswami, this is a serious issue.
It's absolutely disturbing to get the
I mean,
news
we come
from
here for
Gawai
I thought today, Syed Aslam, 1 minute. Syed Aslam, 1 minute. 1 minute. 1 minute. 1 minute. 1 minute. Syed Aslam, 1 minute. Can I request a shift on this right? Thank you. Now my question is,
Can I just complete?
1 minute, just a minute. Let's establish what is going on
please.
here, right? 1 minute, please.
Yes.
I think the facts are clear to all of us. There was a meeting between the divisional commanders and the Chinese reneged. The Chinese pulled back. The Chinese, listen to me.
Correct.
The Chinese did not respect the June 6th agreement. Okay? Ask them questions.
Correct.
Stand with your country now at least. They broke the protocol. They killed a commanding officer. Do you think the commanding officer was responsible? How dare you? A commanding officer. A commanding officer gave up his life today. He was killed with iron rods, with nails in them. You are utterly shameless to be asking these questions and making it political. I mean, they ask these stupid questions. I'm sorry, Surendra Chauhan. Surendra Chauhan, 1 minute. Just a minute. Surendra Chauhan.
Raksha Mantri and the Honorable Prime Minister keeping a silence from
They are not hiding anything.
Who's saying the silence?
Who's keeping a silence? Who's keeping a silence? Who's keeping a silence? Now, I'll tell you one thing. No, I'll tell you one thing. Who's keeping a silence? It's so easy to say, who's keeping a silence? Who's keeping a silence? 1 minute. Just a minute. Surendra Chauhan, don't give me an insane argument. Let me explain something to you.
How much territory, how much Indian territory
can you, first of all, this is not Tisazari court, so don't shout. Listen to me. My point is...
No, it is not Tisazari. It is a simple thing.
Yeah, it's not Tisazari. So listen to me.
How much Indian territory have been transgressed in 3 sectors?
Yeah. So listen.
Hot springs.
Who said you? Who said you that Indian territory has been captured? Who said you that? Why do you speculate? Why do you derive sadistic pleasure out of all these things?
How come?
Mr.
What is this?
I tell you, viewers. Today, viewers.
What do you mean by de-escalation?
Be quiet.
Today, viewers.
What is de-escalation?
Let me answer this man.
But stay cool, everyone.
Let me tell you without... Let me answer this man, Mr. Goswami.
Mr.
Goswami, without mincing any words, let me tell you one thing. These people's hatred for Mr. Modi is so overwhelming that they can go to any extent to demean India in Indian time. They will demean India. Now, who said India's territory has been transgressed? Who said that India's territory has been taken up by China? Let me tell you, this is not 1962's India. This is 2020 India.
Well, I stand with my country.
2020 India. And let me tell you, my heart goes out for those 20 brave jawans. My heart goes out for those 20 brave jawans. I can well imagine how they would have stood the ground for India.
So
and here you are demeaning India, saying that these jawans conceded land. These jawans gave up their lives for Indian land. And you dare to say that they conceded land to China? Not an inch. Not an inch, let me tell you, my friends. Not an inch. And for God's sake, unite in India rather than away from India.
I'd like to 1 minute, please. 1 minute. Can I bring in Syed Aslam on the right? 1 minute, please. 1 minute, please. 1 minute. 1 minute. Syed Aslam, calm down. Give me a moment to explain what the opposition is doing. Their attempt is to, Abhijit, claim that Narendra Modi is hiding something. Let's be very clear what they want to do. They want to say that Narendra Modi is hiding something. A lot of Indian territory has been lost, right? And the government is incapable of dealing with the situation.
Right.
Now what I believe is going on is Jaychand politics. You have a country which is an enemy country, which is in conflict with us, right? Now, when there is a situation that is being dealt with, now, I'm a journalist, Abhijit, right? I can also start holding placards. I want my camera team and my reporters to land in a helicopter at the LAC. Tomorrow I'm being denied the truth. Should I do that, Rajiv? Should I do that? Should we all do this? I want my reporters, in jackets at the LAC so I can get my 2 minutes of fame. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. I am happy to say, one minute. Just a minute. Syed, just a minute. Wait, volume down. My reporter, when he went into the area, he was asked by the army to go back. And we did. Because I made a choice. I decided I need to stand with my country now. And I have been asking the army, give me the information.
Yes,
and they've said there has been a meeting between the Prime Minister, Home Minister.
Every inch of India belongs to India. Every inch of India belongs to India. And the government.
And your fist thumping from Bangalore will change that.
The foreign policies have been absolutely failed.
No, who says it does not belong to India? You are talking as if this is a statement that is unique to you. Which one of us on the panel believes that every inch of India does not belong to India? This is a silly argument. Abhijit, what is he saying? You want to make...
It's not an argument. I'm telling you what the fact is.
No.
Today, let me tell you.
Abhijit.
Look at how the narrative has gone.
Abhijit, calm down.
At the beginning of the 2 weeks, at the beginning of this crisis, they went on insisting that
I've got a statement.
land was under occupation of China. When we proved
Viewers, I've got a statement.
Satellite imagery, they are now using this to claim, we were right all along. There has been aggression on India. Notice now it's no longer occupation, it is now aggression. Basically, you are patriotic to your country when you speak the truth. They have been peddling lies from day one.
It is clearly visible.
If anything,
I have a statement.
Why is the government not able to take care of this?
There was no occupation. This was a de-escalation meeting that went. It was a situation that could have happened. It is just a string of unfortunate.
I have a statement that's coming my way. This is in terms of. I don't have the official release yet. As in I've not got it directly from my army sources, but there's information that I've got, which I'm reading out now, Abhishek. It says Indian and Chinese troops have disengaged at the Galwan area where they had earlier clashed on the night of 15/16/2020. 17 Indian troops who were critically injured. Viewers, I have not got the official statement in my hand yet, so this is what I've got, and I expect to get it officially soon. Thank you, viewers. And to my news desk, I'm making that point. Thank you. And they have said, and I read, that 17 Indian troops who were critically injured at the line of duty at the standoff location and exposed to sub-zero temperatures in the high-altitude terrain have succumbed to their injuries, taking the total that were killed in action to 20. The Indian Army is firmly committed to protect the territorial integrity and sovereignty of the nation. I have the statement now given to me officially, viewers. It's an official statement, I repeat. From the Army headquarters, I get a statement. The Indian and Chinese troops have disengaged at the Galwan area where they had earlier clashed on the night of 15/16/2020. So they are talking about last night. Now there's been disengagement. Indian troops who were critically injured in the line of duty at the standoff location and exposed to the sub-zero temperatures in the high altitude terrain have succumbed to their injuries, taking the total number who were killed in action, KIA, to 20. The Indian Army is firmly committed to protect the territorial integrity and sovereignty of the nation. This is an official statement of the Indian Army. And may I now add here, Abhishek wants to add more. Abhishek? Yes, sir.
Well, Arnab, this confirms the story that we broke earlier in the day of the manner in which the series of events took place, leading to this very unfortunate but very motivated incident from the side of Chinese, because it happened on the Indian side of LAC with the Chinese troops coming in. What is important is that even the ADGPI statement or the Indian Army statement is measured in terms of not reflecting the actual number of casualties on the Chinese side as well, which sources otherwise tell us stands at 43, which means the Chinese have actually suffered more, despite the fact that they were more brutal in terms of their attack. They had come with a plan, and despite that, if they have suffered more, clearly shows the combat readiness of our soldiers and the manner in which they hit back and defended their tough.
Yeah, and that's the Army spokesperson's response. Going back to the debate here today, viewers, Abhijit, you were making your point when I interrupted you. And Abhijit, please welcome to the debate with...
Arnab.
Yes, Smita. Smita, you have something more?
Yeah, Abhishek, I just wanted to add on to what Abhishek said, that initially what happened was that Indian Army did not comment on the casualties on the Chinese side, because this is how the rules of engagement has been, that Indian Army or Indian MEA never comments on the casualties on, say, the Pakistan side or the Chinese side, whenever it happened on the Chinese side last. But then now rules of engagement have changed. I'm sorry, but the Chinese changed it. They changed it by killing our CO. They changed it by killing 20 of our people. Now rules of engagement don't stand anymore.
Yeah.
Now that whole idea that a bullet has not been fired on this LAC, sorry, they don't stand anymore.
It doesn't apply. It doesn't apply. It doesn't apply. Absolutely, I agree with you. It doesn't apply. But the question is this, where I want to go back to Abhijit is, I agree with your point. Abhijit, the point is that the Vadra Congress wants to establish two things. Narendra Modi is hiding something, he isn't. The Indian Army has put out a statement, there is nothing to hide. Secondly, they want to make a case that India has ceded a lot of land, so they can take it in the next municipal elections and make it a political issue. How daft they are, Abhijit is on, how daft they are, because, and everyone's on, only point I want to make tonight is this, that you have had 20 Indian soldiers who have given up their life, who've been killed in action, because they gave up their lives because we would not cede our land. We would not give an inch of our territory. 20 soldiers made the supreme sacrifice, Abhijit, for the very reason that the Vadra Congress criticizes everyone. The Vadra Congress says you are ceding your territory.
They are not coming back
everyone
to power.
On, please. Thank you, Gagan. Yeah, everyone. Yeah, Abhijit. Yeah.
This is the exact reason they are not coming back to power. Do you remember what happened when the 26/11 attack happened, when the BJP criticized the government? They lost the 3 state elections that followed within a week, and they lost them quite badly. You know, this country has a fundamentally nationalistic spirit. They do not appreciate you kicking the leadership when the country is down. We have suffered an enormous trauma today, 20, possibly slightly higher. My sources are telling me slightly higher troops killed. This country is not going to forgive you. You are going to go down as somebody who...
Sir, can I get a chance to speak now?
You are not.
We have been into a monologue for long now.
They keep making this...
Sir, none of us is supposed to be a lesser Indian. Kindly let everybody get a chance.
This boy never learns.
Sir, we are not into a racist nation that you are a special Indian and I am a lesser Indian. No, kindly let me also get a chance.
Abhijit is completing his point. Please don't do this.
Now, sir.
Yeah, please don't do this.
No, I haven't interrupted you. You're the one that's interrupting me.
Viewers, let's take a poll here right now.
Sir, you have been into a monologue now.
Let's take a poll here, viewers.
Number 2, we should always remember that the Chinese statement that has come out, refusing to tell you their numbers, this they only do. They normally like to rub your nose in the mud. They only do this when they've come out bloodier or worse off in any kind of combat. This is an academically attested thing. Harvard's professor of Chinese studies, Alistair Ian Johnston, in his book, says this, that every time China is weak, they pass off their weakness as benevolence. Every time they are strong, they are merciless and unforgiving. The very fact that they're coining down now, passing this off as goodwill, shows you that they got a far, far bloodier nose.
Yeah, and the other point is, Majid, you want to make your point, you can, but don't heckle. You can make your point, otherwise you loudly complain. Only point I'm making to you tonight, remember this, Majid. 20 Indian soldiers have laid down their lives today. So, Majid, on the right, none of your usual drama. Temper your words and be careful of whatever you say. Okay?
Sir, none of us is supposed to be a lesser Indian.
The first time Majid,
we all stand by our army, we all stand with the country, we all stand united against China.
Majid, do you agree that you are Indian? Because until now you never agreed that you are Indian.
Why am I supposed to be a lesser Indian, sir? I stand by my army, I stand against China. What more do you need from me?
Territory. For the first time,
I have always been an Indian.
No. You
see, I have not been a Nagpuri Indian, but I have been an Indian.
You are an Indian, thank you. I congratulate you for that.
Yes,
because there were a number of times in TV debates where you said that I am a Kashmiri, not an Indian. Thank you. Thank you that you are an Indian. You agreed to that.
I have always said, okay, you heard it today. Thank you. Thank you, sir. My pleasure.
Thank you. I really appreciate that. Please go ahead.
All Indians stand against China. We stand united with our army. I have a humble submission. Why isn't the BJP government coming up with a special session of the parliament?
I think I'd move on from that. That's very silly. That's very silly. That's very silly.
We have a kind of a Chinese
thank you, Majid. That was very silly. Repugnant argument. Smita will respond to that. No, 1 minute. The point is, Majid, I'm done with you. I'm done with you. I'm done with you. I will not have silly arguments today. I'd like to go across to NC Bipendra. Thank you very much. Who's editor of Defense Capital. Quiet, please. Who will debate right now with Tausif and NC Bipendra, who's editor of Defense Capital, will debate with Tausif. In an almost planned way, Mr. Bipendra, the Chinese PLA attacked our commanding officer. We lost 20 men. They've given up their lives for the country. My point is this, Mr. Bipendra, maybe you deal with defense, you'll be able to explain it better. The army is not obscuring facts. Our government is not obscuring facts. Facts are in black and white. We are dealing with an unusually aggressive China. We are pushing them back, but we need to give our army the space to operate. If we don't do that...
Thank you for this opportunity.
Yes, please. Mr. Bipendra, just that one point, maybe you can take it forward.
Yes, I think you made a very valid point here. India being a democracy, we cannot hide any number of casualties that happen even at the borders. Whereas China, being a one-party rule, being a dictatorship, they can hide everything that they want, and that's what they're doing. But it's not going to be hidden for long. I'm sure this information about their casualties is coming out. ANI has already put out this information that 43 casualties have happened in China, and that will really happen. I think one of your speakers made a point about how China is so benign and all that. I just want to clarify, they're not doing this just at the Ladakh border. They're also doing it in South China Sea. They're doing it everywhere where they can use their muscle. I think this muscle will be broken, and the Indian Army will give them a real reply that they need to hear out from them.
Yeah, but the point that I wanted to make was, and maybe Rajiv, you can take it forward, is that you need to give the army the freedom and space to operate. You see, strategies are being drawn at the highest level. This is not time to ask for exclusive stories or a parliament session. Armies are not run by the whims and fancies of a Lutyens lobby. They need to be given the space to draw out a plan without pressure.
No, but I again get most of your question, but I'm assuming that I understood what you're saying, which is that, I think we are there's absolutely no doubt that this is a enormous crisis between India and China. And it is very important that the nation unite behind the armed forces. To a man and a woman, every man and woman in uniform, we stand behind them and allow them to do what they are good at. I am very confident that our armed forces can deliver a message to China and its Communist Party, the likes of which they have never received since 1967. Politics in Delhi, politics will continue, all this sniping at the Prime Minister, sniping at the government is all fine. And I don't have a problem with that. I think that is what the DNA of some political parties are, looking for the worst, even in a bad situation, and let them do that. But what I would urge everybody today is, including my friends in the Congress, is that at this stage...
Sir, the pride of Indian tiger has been reduced to that of a circus tiger now.
China coming in, and all of that. Let's support our armed forces. Let's support
we had the legacy of being called as tigers.
Who are going to give China a message.
Thank you, Majid. You don't deserve to be on air today.
But army is
No, you don't deserve to be on air today. Majid, I'm taking you off. Majid, I'm taking you off. If you don't speak in a respectful way, I will take you off now. Now, I want to have a reasonable debate out here. Smita is on, Sambit is on. Viewers, what are the facts I want to place before you? One, the army has taken the country into confidence, which means the Prime Minister, everyone, Chief of Army Staff has taken the country into confidence. I think we need to, 1 minute, please, may I allow me to complete, so everyone's on, please. We need to understand the gravity of the situation. The construction work has not been halted by India. Abhijit, you need to emphasize that. This is a big decision. Our army has put our foot down on the construction of a feeder road from DBO to PP14. It has refused to bow down to pressure from China.
Yes.
I think there is a lobby.
Not just that, Arnav. Not just that. Today, contracts have been granted for 6 to 7 more tunnels. Double-lane highways and tunnels. That is what my sources are telling
friend,
me.
you also
we
need
have not
to
only
know,
we have doubled down.
There's another
we have doubled
contract
down
given
on
by
the
the Modi
construction.
government of
ever since the 5th of August,
crores.
slightly before the 5th of August, when Article 370 was
economy
abrogated,
of China, but there is a contract given by the Modi government
is
of
now massive. We are no longer
1,125
taking
crores.
Chinese assurances anymore. We are building facts on the ground. That is what has irked the Chinese so much.
So Abhijit,
we
you
are
also
building
need to
facts
know,
on the ground
when you're talking about the
because
contract,
infrastructure
there is a
equals
contract
control.
given by the BJP government of 1,125 crores to a the BJP government has given a contract of 1,125 crores to a Chinese company. Do you even know that? Do not.
Now you have asked the question, take the answers also. I believe this is not the way of a very serious debate. Mr. Goswami,
you cannot say something, you cannot do something.
Mr. Goswami,
I made a very serious point there. I am dealing. Syed, will you stop? Will you stop? Will you stop? Will you stop it? You made your point. You know, are you the backbencher in a kindergarten class that you repeat everything 10 times? The point is, I'm saying we are dealing with a situation. Situation is on the LAC.
Let's get the answer for this.
First of all, don't smile, don't laugh today. You should be shameless to be laughing. Second point is, I am only telling you, avoid your politics. Think of the larger strategic decision we have taken, that we are continuing to build our construction of our feeder roads. You know what effort that takes? Given the present situation, what sacrifice it takes? 20 men made the sacrifice, you are still doing it? Well, let me pick a prediction to all of you. If the Congress and its stooges continue this tomorrow and day after, believe me, there will be a nationwide boycott of these political parties.
Congress had kept India secure since 1962.
Mr. Goswami, Mr. Goswami, a few very important points needs to be mentioned. And
Arnab Goswami.
Smita is also Smita wants to come in immediately.
May I come in, please?
Yes, Smita in the middle.
I'm just tired.
Smita in the middle.
Just tired of listening to 1962 all the time. This is the propaganda that Chinese has done about 62. The Chinese propaganda has been so much that we in India just hardly remember or are aware that the Indian military, overcoming the laws of 1962, dealt a severe blow to the PLA in 1967 in Nathula sector that resulted in the death of 400 Chinese soldiers. You can scream as much as you want. I will scream louder than you. We killed 400 soldiers in Nathula. 400 Chinese soldiers, Indian army killed in Nathula.
And I, Surendra Chauhan, statutory warning to you. The Ministry of External Affairs has hit back at China. You are enabling the Chinese. I accuse you of enabling the Chinese. You are Chinese enablers.
Just to tell you that we will stand by the Indian
I will stand by my country, my country's army, the Ministry of External Affairs. You show 100% solidarity with the government and the forces now. You better.
We are firm with the Indian army.
Don't have any doubt about it. The army is not in denial. You're peddling information.
Rubbish.
You are peddling. You are firmly with the
Today,
Chinese.
when there are 20
So the only thing is,
you are talking about
how?
You are
Arnab Goswami,
not even talking about the 20 grieving families.
Simply tell us.
Summit.
Simply tell the nation.
Mr. Goswami, there's a very important point. I don't
Tell
want
the
to
nation simply.
No. 1 minute.
Combat fighting has taken place.
One minute. I have put out a press. 1 minute. Sambit, please wait. Both of you on. I have read a full press release first of the Ministry of External Affairs and then from the Indian Army headquarters. Okay? You heard me there. Who should be doing press releases? Huh? Who should be doing press releases? Robert Vadra's secretary.
I heard you, nation
Robert Vadra's secretary should be doing press releases.
Arnab Goswami
Rubbish. Now, before you take my name, my next point to you is the army, my government and my army is not in denial. You stop peddling the information deficit narrative. You are putting out press releases saying facts have been hidden. Which facts have been hidden? The army has told me 20 of our men have died defending my country's soil. Which facts have been hidden?
You are saying that Chinese
Which facts have been hidden? Which facts? No, you answer me. Which facts have been hidden? Which facts have been hidden? Who has hidden what? Who has hidden the facts? I want to know the names of the people. There is a statement on 10th May. 1 minute. I'm standing up now. This is enough. No, 1 minute. No, 1 minute. No, 1 minute. 1 minute. Surendra Chauhan is you and me. Now, wait a minute. Everyone's on. Facts have been hidden, they've been telling us.
Yes.
Be quiet. Be quiet. I will not. I am now on my feet. Enough. Please wait. I'm saying to you, viewers. Majid Haidari, first view, be quiet, volume down. Producers, I don't want to be disturbed at this time. Everyone's on, but I don't want to be disturbed. I'll tell you, viewers. They have gone on, said facts have been hidden. Okay? I have been a journalist for more than 23 years now. I have never seen a government in my 23 years as a journalist which has been communicating at the speed that the government of India and the army headquarters have. Rajiv may be following it as well. Statement on 10th May, after the standoff on 9th May in Sikkim, the Indian Army Eastern Command put out a statement. Statement on 14th May, MEA spokesperson Anurag Srivastava put out a statement. Statement, Smita, this was reported on ANI also, on 24th May, Army released a statement. Statement on 29th May, MEA spokesperson then put out a statement. Statement on 13 June, Lieutenant General Huda put out a statement. Now, there were 6 statements I have read out. Viewers, I am saying with all the conviction at my command that those who are saying that information has not been put out are lying. And I do not expect my country's army or government to give me strategic details to put out on my channel and release to the world so that it can help the Chinese. NC Bipindra, that would be playing into Chinese hands. Maybe that's what the Vadra Congress wants. Mr. Bipindra?
Absolutely. I am shocked that there are stooges of China sitting on this panel today. Xi Jinping, I just want to bring you one important fact about Xi Jinping. He was working in the Information Warfare Department of the Communist Party of China for 15 years before he became president.
Yeah.
The people here are just followers of Xi Jinping. That's precisely what I can see what's happening in this debate today. I'm shocked at the kind of support that people are giving to China and not standing by the Indian army.
Sir, nobody is supporting China. Sir, nobody is supporting China.
Sir, the statements that you have been making show clearly that you have been standing with China.
The first time that 20 soldiers have died.
Yeah.
Martyred.
Yes, they have died.
Martyred.
Yes, they have died. Yes, 1 minute. Yes, they have died. Yes, 20 soldiers have not died. They've been killed in action. Use the right words first, lexicon. When you're speaking about Indian army people. 1 minute. You are a professor, you say. Rajiv, he should know.
Yes.
They didn't die. They were killed in action.
I have not said die. They have said martyred.
You correct your words.
Yes,
they were killed in action.
Yes.
Use correct words. Second point is, I have given you proof that information has been shared. Beyond this, I believe, Rajiv, you can make the point to him on why further information cannot be shared. It cannot be. You cannot give operational details.
No, I am not asking information, sir. I am asking that
Rajiv,
why this situation
if you can hear me. No. Why operational details cannot be shared? That's the point,
I am not
Rajiv.
asking for details. I am asking that why situation has come to that.
You know, Arnab, the last time we heard this kind of bizarre argument was during Balakot, when this political party trotted out their entire gang of Navjot Singh Sidhu, Digvijay Singh, P. Chidambaram, to say the most ludicrous kinds of questions when the armed forces were going there, putting their lives in harm's way, defending the nation, doing what the nation wanted them to do. I am still not sure what it is that these people are asking.
Yeah.
There are 20 gallant soldiers of 16 Bihar regiment who've gone and lost their life in defending the territorial integrity of India, and I have no clue what these guys are saying. They keep saying onus on government.
After
onus on government to
45
do what?
years,
Yeah, after 45 years, China was told.
India-China
After 45 years, China was told that India will defend
Can you
its
tell us who is
integrity.
responsible?
Will do everything necessary for its integrity.
It is after 45
yes,
years.
after 45 years. It took 45 years for China to get a wake-up call from India.
Is responsible. It is the
Yes,
government's
what
failure
I don't
to
understand. What is the point these guys are making?
4.5 decades. It has been more than 4.5 decades that.
In 4.5 decades.
It is exactly 4.5 decades that your government did not solve a burning boundary issue.
In 4.5 decades, Rajiv asked him, in 4.5 decades, in 1 minute, in 4.5 decades, why did you not construct a 255-kilometer long Darbuk-Shok Daulat Beg Oldie road?
Throughout the UPA government, I asked repeatedly why the border road would not be constructed. They did not bother constructing it. It is only now that the border...
Surendra.
It has not done in 6 years.
Because these guys and their...
Rajiv.
It is not done in 6 years. From last 20 years, the construction is going on. And the construction is complete now.
Over 4.5 decades,
the construction is
they
complete.
have caused China to start believing in China's invincibility.
The construction is complete.
Well, I'll tell you one thing. Rajiv, I want to make another point here now. No, after Balakot, but I say one thing, viewers. This lobby does not want India to take the lead. 75%, Abhijit, 75% of our roads on the Indo-China border are ready. This did not happen in the Congress time. They were stalled. I am asking you, you tell me, why were road projects stalled by the Congress despite being approved in 1999? Road projects were approved in 1999. Why were they stalled?
Congress made a lot of money building these phantom roads. Never
you have to tell me.
Never forget that.
Why were road projects stalled despite being approved in 1999?
It is complete.
Why was the bridge at Galwan not constructed earlier?
20 years to complete.
Why was the bridge or construction over a bridge at the Galwan Valley?
It wasn't just making money. It was also this deliberate attempt to keep us weak infrastructure. Because there was this fundamental belief that somehow Chinese goodwill will come
Abhishek, 1 minute.
The belief was that China will vote for us in the permanent membership of the Security Council.
What is happening to Jula diplomacy?
Sambit is also on Sambit. Sambit, I said this before.
Just a short point.
I said this before. One line, viewers. Please understand, viewers. One line, viewers. We have ramped up our road construction of the Indo-China border. We have ramped up our construction of the strategic Munsiari, Bugdiar, Melam road, which will serve as a link for our posts on the Indo-China border in the Johar Valley in Uttarakhand. We are close to finishing the construction of a bridge over the Galwan Valley to serve as a strategic point for Indian posts. Now, why did you people not do that in your time? Had you done it, then 20 soldiers would not have been killed today. These 20 soldiers have given up their lives fighting for our soil.
Just 10 seconds.
You have not got your figures done.
Mr. Goswami, it is not just about infrastructure and roads. Let me tell you a very important point that we are missing out. Abrogation of Article 370 and bifurcating the state into Jammu, Kashmir and Ladakh. I mean, China was really irked by it, just as the cabal in India, both of them. The communists, the Congress, the Lutein cabal in China, all four of them. They were really deterred by this abrogation of Article 370. What details? Who is this man shouting?
Sir,
here. Look at him.
Why this hearsay?
Look at him. Look at him. The one who was shouting from the rooftop on abrogation of Article 370. Let me tell you what is common between you and the Chinese. Both of you objected to the abrogation of Article 370. And now let me talk about your cousin Rahul Gandhi. Sir, let me talk about your cousin Rahul Gandhi, sir. Mr. Goswami, what is the credibility of this Vadra Congress? Last time, do you remember?
Whatever.
I was on your show.
Not cousin,
I was
my
on
brother
your show,
Rahul
Mr.
Gandhi.
Goswami.
But why are you playing
discussing
Chinese
about the
whisper?
Dokalam
Come up with
standoff?
facts.
Then suddenly you had
Give
come
some
up with
factual
the
details,
fact
sir.
that Rahul Gandhi was spending
unfair on
time
your part.
clandestinely along with his family with the
provided by
Chinese
DMO.
envoy.
Is that truth
Randeep
and
Singh
fact?
Surjewala comes to the forefront, holds a press conference and says, no, this is all bunkum and this is all lie. And then suddenly Arnab Goswami comes up with a picture where you see the complete Vadra clan, you know, Robert Vadra, Priyanka Vadra, the Bachche Vadras, and Rahul Gandhi, all of them having a gala dinner during the standoff with the Chinese envoy. क्यों भैया? ये Chinese से क्या प्यार मोहब्बत है आप लोगों की? ये रात की 12 बजे चुपके आप क्या करते रहते हैं जाके? And why did you refuse? Why did you have the audacity of refusing first? Not
Surendra Chauhan.
Lean on these issues.
Surendra Chauhan.
Sambit Patra.
Mr. Chauhan, don't you get
I have a question for you, Surendra Chauhan. Surendra Chauhan and Smita. Surendra Chauhan, I have a question for you and Smita. I now, since these people are going too far, 1 minute. Now, Surendra Chauhan, please. You can make your point properly. Smita, two bits of evidence. Congress told the BSF when it tackled Chinese smugglers on the eastern border. Congress said, please only adopt a non-lethal strategy, which means even with Chinese smugglers, don't shoot them. Why? Then, May 2013, 1 year before the people of India kicked you out, Salman Khurshid was sent by Sonia Gandhi, Antonia Maino, and he went to China and he said, I would love to live in Beijing. Why? Then Rajiv Gandhi was described by the then counselor at the Chinese embassy to have, quote, begun to consider adjusting his China policy. Begun to consider adjusting his China policy, and then he went to Beijing. 1 minute, you have been taking Rajiv Gandhi, let me now completely, what would you say, completely guillotine you. Rajiv Gandhi, Smita, changed India's policy to say that Tibet is a part of China. During the negotiations after the border standoff at Sumdorong-Chu, the weak-kneed Rajiv Gandhi said, don't worry, Tibet is now a part of China. Why? You want me to remind you of 1956? Nehru government sat like a lame duck after 20 Chinese crossed over the Shipkila Pass into Himachal Pradesh. Lame duck. You want me to remind you of your lame duck approach?
Remind me of
lame duck.
Remind the nation
of the weak-kneed Nehru, who said, not a blade of grass grows in Aksai Chin, why cry about it? Doesn't matter, not a blade of grass grows. And he said to the people of my state of Assam, he says, my heart goes out to the people of Assam. Who needed Nehru's heart? He gave up Assam. You think we forgive or forget all this? So you have no moral right to speak, sir. Smita?
Aftermath effect of Jhula diplomacy.
बोलने को कुछ बाकी नहीं है.
What do you expect? No, what did you expect? That when you have Xi Jinping coming, you want him to sit in what? If you don't have Jhula, then what do you want him to sit in? In a merry-go-round? No, I can't understand this whole position. When you have a foreign head of state coming, that's how you treat them. You give them all.
No.
These are the results.
No, I only took to say, were we at war with China?
Smita.
Were we at war with China?
Smita.
China is a bullying power. The point is, Arnab, he's going to just go off track. Let me just say this, that China is a bully power. Requesting them as of this stage is not going to work. What we have to do is that we have able diplomats, we have commanders on the ground, we have security experts, and we have to stand by them. We as a country have to stand by them.
We are determined to. I only took forward the earlier argument when people said what was not done for 45 years. Well, all this that I mentioned is now being done what was not done for 45 years. Viewers, I'm totally out of time. Stay united, India. This is going to be a tough fight, but we are going to give it back. See you tomorrow at 9. Good night and goodbye. Running coverage on this on Republic on both our channels. Good night.